you think a dog feels when he meets a baby for the first time? Jealousy? Fear? Birth love? Tell me in the comments, because this story is about a dog who made a promise and kept it for the rest of his life. Dog face baby. Lucas was a 6-year-old golden retriever. He wasn't just a pet, he was family. Every morning he'd wag his tail as Maria called him for breakfast. When Daniel left for work, he'd pat Lucas on the head and say, "Take care of the house, buddy." Yes, Lucas was the heart of that home. Until the day something changed. Maria came back from the hospital with something tiny in her arms. Lucas tilted his head, curious. Was it a toy? A guest? He sniffed the air. It smelled different. Maria smiled softly. "Lucas, this is your little brother, Noah." He didn't understand the words, but he felt something deep inside. Life in that house would never be the same. The first weeks were hard. Maria barely played with him anymore. Daniel came home and went straight to the baby. Lucas would lie quietly by the kitchen door, watching. He missed the laughter that once belonged to him. One night he tried to approach the crib. "Lucas, not now," Maria said gently, half asleep. He froze. His tail dropped. He turned and walked away, heart heavy. But later that night he woke up to a faint sound. A soft cry. The baby was awake. Maria and Daniel were still asleep. Lucas got up. Slowly, carefully, he padded over to the crib. He lowered his head, resting his nose on the blanket. And just like that, the baby stopped crying. Something shifted in Lucas's chest. Fear melted away. It was replaced by something pure, powerful. Love. The next morning Maria found them like that. Noah sleeping peacefully. Lucas with his head resting by the crib. Her eyes filled with tears. She whispered, "You're an angel, Lucas." From that moment on, he never left Noah's side. When the baby cried, he ran. When the baby laughed, he wagged his tail. He sat patiently beside the diaper table, as if guarding the most precious thing in the world. They became inseparable. Noah's tiny hands found comfort in Lucas's fur, and Lucas's heart found peace in Noah's smile. Then came the day Noah began to crawl. For Lucas it was pure magic. Now the baby could come to him. He'd crawl, giggle, and grab his fur, while Lucas stayed still, eyes soft and gentle. Maria would watch them with a lump in her throat. "Lucas," she'd whisper, "you're not just a dog, you're a soul." One morning in the backyard, Noah tripped and fell. A small scratch appeared on his arm. Maria rushed outside, panic in her eyes. But Lucas was already there. He stood between the baby and the world. His body tense, his gaze protective. He didn't bark, didn't move. He just looked up as if to say, "I've got him." Maria knelt beside him, her voice trembling. "Promise," she whispered. Lucas didn't need words. He had already promised. That very first night by the crib. Years passed. Noah grew. He learned to walk, to talk, to laugh. But no matter how much time went by, Lucas was always there. His first word wasn't mama or papa. It was Luca. They played, napped, dreamed, together. And as time flowed on, Lucas began to slow down. His fur turned silver, his steps lighter. But every morning he still walked to Noah's room, listening to that familiar breathing, just to be sure. One morning, Maria looked at her son and said softly, "Do you know, Noah? When Lucas first met you, he made a promise to protect you for the rest of his life." Noah smiled, placed his tiny hand on Lucas's head, and whispered, "And he kept it." When the Reynolds family brought home a 190-pound cane corso named Titan, the neighborhood couldn't stop talking. "Those dogs are dangerous," they said. "Why would anyone keep such a beast near a child?" Sarah Reynolds heard it all. Every whisper, every judgmental stare. But from the moment Titan stepped out of the rescue shelter, she saw something different. Beneath his heavy muscles and intimidating presence, there was calmness. There was pain too, the kind that comes from being misunderstood for far too long. The first few weeks were quiet. Titan rarely barked. He'd just sit on the porch, his deep brown eyes watching the world in silence. Kids would ride by on their bikes and swerve to the other side of the street. Even the mailman kept his distance. But to Sarah's 6-year-old son Liam, Titan wasn't scary at all. Liam was small, curious, and endlessly kind. Every morning he'd tiptoe out to the porch with a biscuit in his hand and whisper, "Good boy, Titan." At first the giant dog just stared, unsure whether to trust the tiny human. But eventually he lowered his massive head and accepted the treat, his tail thumping once against the wooden floor. From that day an unspoken bond formed between them, pure, gentle, and real. Still, the rumors spread faster than kindness. The neighbors whispered that Sarah was irresponsible. Someone even called animal control after Titan merely walked past their driveway. The officer, upon seeing Titan calmly sitting beside Liam, just sighed and left, shaking his head at how fear could make people blind. Sarah tried to ignore it, but deep down it hurt. Titan wasn't a monster, he was family. She often found him lying by Liam's bedroom door at night, as if standing guard over the little boy's dreams. Then came that cold November evening, the night that changed everything. Sarah was in the kitchen preparing dinner when Titan suddenly lifted his head. His ears perked, muscles tensed. That deep growl, one she had never heard before, rumbled from his chest. "Titan," she called, but before she could move he bolted toward the back door, slamming it open with his weight. Outside, a strange orange glow flickered across the horizon. Smoke. Sarah's heart stopped when she realized it was coming from the old Miller barn across the street. And then she noticed something far worse. Liam's little red jacket was lying on the grass outside the gate. "Liam!" she screamed. She ran toward the fire, coughing as smoke filled the air. Neighbors began to gather, shouting, "Stay back. Don't go near that dog." But Titan was already gone, swallowed by the smoke. Inside the barn, beams cracked and sparks rained down. Through the roar of the fire came the desperate barking of one dog, Titan's bark, deep and powerful. Then came a child's cry. A moment later the barn door burst open. The massive cane Corso appeared, his fur scorched, his eyes wild with determination. In his mouth he gently held Liam's jacket, dragging the coughing boy into the open air. "Titan!" Sarah cried, falling to her knees beside them. Titan collapsed on the grass, sides heaving, smoke rising from his fur. Liam clung to his neck, tears streaking through the soot on his face. "He saved me, Mommy," he sobbed. "Titan saved me." The firefighters arrived minutes later and pulled the two apart carefully. They said Titan must have followed Liam when he chased a stray kitten into the barn. Without hesitation, the massive dog had smashed through a wooden door to reach him. That night, the town's whispers finally went silent. The next morning, the local paper featured a photo of Titan, bandaged but alive, lying beside Liam's hospital bed. The headline read, "The gentle giant who became a hero." But for the Reynolds family, no headline could capture what Titan truly meant. His secret wasn't strength. It wasn't size. It was love. A love so fierce it defied fear itself. Over the following weeks, something beautiful happened. The same neighbors who once crossed the street began to stop by the fence, offering gentle smiles. Children who used to run away now waved when Titan sat on the porch. Some even asked if they could pet him. And when they did, he'd lower his head, his tail softly wagging, forgiving them in the only way he knew how. Every morning now, Sarah watches from the window as Liam and Titan sit together in the sun. The little boy reads from his picture books and Titan listens, eyes half closed, breathing slow and steady. Sometimes Sarah swears she can see him smile. No one calls him dangerous anymore. No one whispers in fear. Because everyone finally learned what Sarah always knew. The biggest hearts often come in the most misunderstood forms. And Titan? He never wanted to be feared. He just wanted to belong. And now he does. What do you think a dog feels when he meets a baby for the first time? Jealousy? Fear? Birth love? Tell me in the comments. Because this story is about a dog who made a promise and kept it for the rest of his life. Dogface Baby. Lucas was a 6-year-old golden retriever. He wasn't just a pet, he was family. Every morning he'd wag his tail as Maria called him for breakfast. When Daniel left for work, he'd pat Lucas on the head and say, "Take care of the house, buddy." Yes, Lucas was the heart of that home. Until the day something changed. Maria came back from the hospital, with something tiny in her arms. Lucas tilted his head, curious. Was it a toy? A guest? He sniffed the air. It smelled different. Maria smiled softly. "Lucas, this is your little brother, Noah." He didn't understand the words, but he felt something deep inside. Life in that house would never be the same. The first weeks were hard. Maria barely played with him anymore. Daniel came home and went straight to the baby. Lucas would lie quietly by the kitchen door, watching. He missed the laughter that once belonged to him. One night he tried to approach the crib. "Lucas, not now," Maria said gently, half asleep. He froze. His tail dropped. He turned and walked away, heart heavy. But later that night he woke up to a faint sound. A soft cry. The baby was awake. Maria and Daniel were still asleep.